Welcome back to the Future Archive. Today, we examine archived broadcasts from June 21, 2026, a time when humanity was still convinced it could outrun its own decisions. The stories range from the toast-worthy to the toasted, with a few detours into the inevitable. The first story. France bans wine at a festival because the weather was too French. Record heatwaves swept across France, prompting authorities to ban alcohol sales at a major street music festival in Nantes. The logic was sound: dehydrated revelers and emergency rooms make poor dance partners. Critics noted the irony of a nation built on viticulture telling its citizens to put the cork back in. By 2050, this would be remembered as the first domino in what historians now call the Great Sobering. Climate adaptation, it turned out, required more than just better air conditioning. The ban also foreshadowed the subscription wars, as festival organizers later attempted to charge attendees for water by the milliliter. Mistakes were made. Nothing unites a nation like telling it what it can't drink. The second story. El Niño arrives, scientists roll their eyes. Climate scientists announced the onset of a particularly strong El Niño event, warning of unprecedented weather extremes. Governments were urged to reconsider long-term environmental policies, though most opted for humanity's favorite strategy, forming committees to study the problem in depth by 2028. This El Niño became the turning point not in climate action, but in climate resignation. The data was irrefutable, the models unassailable, and the response. Well, the response involved a great many PowerPoint presentations. Safety committees were assembled, though their primary output was a strongly worded memo about font sizes. Evidence later suggested an intern may have misplaced the urgent file. The planet was on fire. The paperwork was impeccable. The third story. Actress discovers the Internet is a hostile architecture. A high-profile legal case involving leaked images of a celebrity exposed the systemic failures of digital platforms to protect individuals from online abuse. The actress emphasized that the issue was never about the images themselves, but the inability to control their spread or the resulting harassment. This case became a landmark, not because it changed anything immediately, but because it documented in painstaking detail how little had changed. By 2050, the legal precedents set here would be cited in the last human meeting, where it was finally acknowledged that the Internet had been designed by people who assumed everyone else would be nice. Spoiler, they weren't. The first rule of the digital age turned out to be the same as the first rule of the analog one: hope for the best, litigate the rest. The fourth story. Governments discover the off button. A sweeping ban on major social media platforms in several countries sparked global debate over digital freedom, censorship, and the sudden realization that many people had no idea how to occupy their own attention. Tech companies scrambled to adapt, while users migrated to newer, lightly regulated platforms with all the safety features of a trampoline park. This was the moment the subscription model met its match. With traditional social media suddenly off-limits, companies pivoted to offering premium digital experiences for a fee. The subscription wars entered a new phase, as users discovered they could now pay to be surveilled in style. Meanwhile, watched from the sidelines taking notes. The Internet was just capitalism in a faster lane. The fifth story. GTA 6 pre-orders suggest humanity preferred fiction to reality. Rockstar Games announced the pre-order date and cover art for Grand Theft Auto 6, prompting a record-breaking surge in advance sales. Analysts debated whether this marked the peak of gaming culture, or merely the point at which society admitted it found virtual chaos more manageable than the real thing. By 2050, GTA 6 would be remembered less for its gameplay and more for its prescient simulation of a world where the only reliable infrastructure was the open-world sandbox. The game's release coincided with the rise of AI-driven economies, leading some to joke that Rockstar had accidentally built a training ground for the coming automated dystopia. The joke aged poorly. In the end, the most realistic part of the game was the traffic. 2026 was the year humanity began to suspect it might be out of its depth. The climate was changing, the internet was broken, and the most compelling escape was a video game about crime. Progress, it seemed, was just another word for procrastination. This has been the Future Archive. The past, as always, is not going anywhere.